All right, we are back at it. We're going to continue on with our free agency shindig here. I just wanted to show you this real quick. Make sure you join the Facebook group. This here kind of lays everything out. We're basically done with the competition now, at least as far as me accepting submissions. Again, we may do this again. But as you can see, here's all the mock drafts we're going to be doing in the near future. Here's all the people that did the mocks. So thank you to all of you that did that. Make sure you join the mock draft group, etc., etc. But today we are doing the Denver Broncos. And just a couple quick thoughts. First of all, obviously one of the big ones here is Russell Wilson. The contract situation, the whole situation's obviously a mess, and they have to get out of it. It sounds like there's a very slim reality where he stays, but more than likely they're going to do a post-June 1 designation, which means this year and next year they're going to be a little bit cap-strapped, if you will. Outside of that, Adam Troutman, the tight end, is a free agent. Don't know the status on that. He's 27 years old, so you may as well bring him back. Offensive line, we got some stuff to look at here. Garrett Bowles, our left tackle, is 32 years old and in the final year of his contract. Mike McGlinchey, 29 years old. Not sure if that was really intended to be a super long-term deal. I don't know. Quinn Miners, UW-Dub, fantastic football player from my alma mater, one of the better guards in football. Lloyd Cushenberry, though, right there in the middle, is currently a free agent. Probably re-sign him. On the defensive side, wide receivers is kind of the same. It's always been. I don't think there's anything crazy there. Jerry Jeudy is in the final year of his contract. I've heard a lot about trade rumors or whatever. I don't know why you would, but whatever. On the defensive side here, as you can see, not a massive amount of talent, so that's something that we could probably look to invest in. Mike Purcell is 33 years old and a free agent. He's not very good, but you lose him, you're just losing more bodies. Jonathan Cooper and Baron Browning off the edge also are in the final years of their contracts. Cooper is 26, Baron Browning 25. So, you get something done. But we could still use certainly more talent there. At linebacker, Josie Jewell is currently a free agent at 30 years old, so I don't know exactly the status on that. Ben Neiman and Justin Sternad are also free agents, so we've got a lot of guys there that they got to figure out what to do with. Singleton is signed through 2026, but he is 31 years old. And other than that, you got Drew Sanders. So linebacker's kind of an issue. At cornerback, as you can see, Patrick Surtain, he's a good football player. He's in the final year of his deal, so he's going to be asking for a contract really soon. Don't know the status on that. K'Wan Williams and Fabian Moreau are currently free agents. I don't know if they're planning on bringing back Moreau. He is 30 years old. If not, you're looking at Damari Mathis and Riley Moss or K'Wan Williams if they bring him back. In the slot, they got Jaquan McMillan. He's a young guy, so he'll be there for a little bit of a while, I'm assuming. But again, wouldn't hurt to upgrade. Simmons, as you can see, it's been a straight decline for a while, right? Justin Simmons is one of those guys. He's a big name. Everyone knows him and everyone associates him with being elite. But since 2019, it's just been a slow decline. He's 30 years old. He is in the final year of his deal, so this may be his last year there, something to consider. And then Locke on the other side is a current free agent. So again, you probably re-sign him, but we've said that like 10 times now. At some point, you got to make a tough decision, especially with this massive, probably, like $40 million cap hit that Russell Wilson's going to leave behind if you do the post-June 1 cut. $39 million or something like that. I don't know. And then you've also got Will Lutz, your kicker, is a free agent. So some stuff to consider. Let's get into the mock. We got Josie Jewell. Anthony's excited about that. Jewell will be an elite special teamer, if anything. Yeah, he's getting up in age a little bit, but be cool to do something with him. I do remember when he was in the draft, I kind of liked him. Kind of an old school, just, heavy hitter kind of a guy. But all right, with the crap, let me pull it up so I know what picks these are. Where did my Facebook guy go? Do. Where's Facebook? Did I just get rid of it entirely? Am I that stupid? My good Lord. Let me just pull up, you know what? Screw it. With our first selection, we'll be taking J.J. McCarthy, Michigan Wolverines quarterback. Obviously, we're talking about a slightly developmental guy, but a need, right? Even though it would be nice to be able to sit him for a little bit and go on and on like that. Probably not going to be the case unless we want Jared Stidham or Ben DiNucci to be in there. But I think J.J. McCarthy is going to have to come in right away. I mean, one of the benefits about McCarthy, though, which is kind of counterintuitive because everybody's like, well, he's the guy that needs to sit a while, but he's also the guy that runs an NFL offense. So while his certain skill set or whatever might be raw, he's also maybe the most NFL ready from a standpoint of conceptually understanding things. I like McCarthy, man. I just did a very brief overview of the quarterbacks, and you can see where the upside for McCarthy is. I mean, he's that guy that's, he's going to break the pocket. He's going to throw that sidearm across his body into a tight window. I mean, he does some pretty special stuff. So I think that's a pretty solid pick, and we definitely need some upgrades at quarterback. We got to stop just paying for guys. With our next pick, Ennis Rakestraw Jr., another pick that I'm a big fan of as a Packer fan. I would love Rakestraw. Again, looking at the cornerback situation, we like Patrick Surtain, but aside from that, we don't have anybody. So I don't know if Rakestraw is going to be in the slot. Some people have said that. I personally am not putting him there. I don't know if it's just because he's 188 pounds or what. But I see him as just popping in for Fabian Moreau, and we've got our duo of Surtain and Rakestraw. Next up, Cade Stover, tight end, going to be a replacement for Adam Troutman, presumably. He is on the way out, as well as Chris Manhertz in his final year. And I mean, we just don't have anybody. I mean, Lucas Kroll, Nate Adkins, and Greg Dulcich. Looks like Greg Dulcich is going to be our top guy right now. Going to try to update that with Cade Stover out of Ohio State. You can see he's been getting better every single year. And this year really broke out as a receiver. Great hands, decent pass blocker, etc., etc. Next up, we're drafting Mason Smith, defensive tackle, 6'6", 315 pounds, out of LSU. Solid pass rusher at 315 pounds, although this disappoints me. 55 run defense grade at being a bigger guy. But if you can get the pressures, which the stats are kind of bad, but if you can generate the pressures there, you're going to be productive in the NFL. And again, the entire defensive line, I think, needs help. I mean, Purcell, again, probably gone, so this could be a sort of a one-to-one replacement with this guy right in the middle being 315 pounds, being your nose tackle kind of thing. Probably the direction we're going, but I get it. We need some help there. Next up, Ainias Smith, 5'10", 200-pound wide receiver out of Texas A&M. Again, I don't know the status of a lot of these wide receivers. I know little Jordan Humphrey is a free agent, and I know that it's been somewhat underwhelming, the guys. I mean, Sutton's fantastic. Jerry Jeudy has never lived up to what he was supposed to be. So I don't know. I'm not exactly sure, but we're going to try to get some help for J.J. McCarthy at the wide receiver group. And just a solid receiver here. He had almost 800 yards, only 2 touchdowns, which isn't great, but obviously grades out fantastic. Really good as far as his drops. As you can see, his drop percentage just 1.9%, just one drop out of his 78 targets, 53 receptions. Next up, Tommy Eichenberg. We're going to do those linebackers, man. Like I said, Josie Jewell, Ben Neiman, Justin Strnad, all out the door, leaving Alex Singleton and Drew Sanders. We need more linebackers, and we're getting more linebackers. Our second Ohio State guy doesn't grade out phenomenally, but if you look at 2022, some of these guys, man, especially I know the Packers did this last year, you look at their previous year in the draft and you're like, or in college, you're like, this guy sucks. But something sometimes kind of came up. They made a big change or whatever. And you look at this. This is his peak. This is his upside. 90 run defense grade, 80 tackling, 73 pass rush even, and then a 76 coverage grade. So you're kind of hoping on getting a little diamond in the rough. And then our final pick, Gabe Hall, another defensive interior guy, 6'6", 287, kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum from a size standpoint. So he would probably slot in here and here. Again, we've got a few guys that are on the way out, or at least getting up in age, and then for the guys that are staying, they're not quite getting the job done. So obviously nobody has enough picks to fix everything. Would have been nice to kind of try to find something as far as tackle. I know we got talent here, but again, Bowles is in his final year. McGlinchey might not be around for a while. Powers maybe, especially with the new quarterback. But you can only do so much, and I think we addressed quite a few needs here. So, again, the way that this is working right now is that all of these mock drafts were done in the Facebook group, and I am just making videos out of them, reacting to them, and the video that does the best has the most positive reaction. In other words, I'm trying to identify who did the best 7-round mock draft in the entire group. That person's going to get $100. So if you liked this person's mock, please do me a favor, like, share, comment, do all that kind of stuff. Let me know that you liked it. And the person that did the mock draft, whose name should be right in front of me, but I closed the tab like an idiot, they will be rewarded with a $100 bill. So I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to regroup. I'm going to do Packernet After Dark and then maybe some more drafts depending on time. So appreciate a couple of you guys hanging out with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Au revoir.